Okay, welcome to part two. We had finished this one here. Let me just go through. Our organization works so that immigrants live in equality with other citizens of our country. We collaborate with organizations provided they respect the rights of immigrants. All immigrants, independent of their legal condition, should get medical attention and education unless they have criminal priors, I guess. A work contract should be offered before immigrants arrive in the country to avoid trafficking of immigrants, and the government should help immigrants adapt without them having to completely leave behind their religious and cultural customs. Okay, so all of these five, para que, con tal de que, a menos que, antes de que, and sin que always take subjunctive. So these five always take subjunctive. Other ones we've had in this chapter sometimes take subjunctive, sometimes take indicative, depending on what they refer to. For example, después de que, cuando, those two, and hasta que, those three, take subjunctive if they refer to the future, but if they refer to the present or past, they don't. Okay, so this one is easy, past perfect. So past perfect is when you refer to something in the past that occurred before something else in the past, right? So it's the same as in English, although in English it gets misused a lot if you ever pay attention to the way people talk. So that may or may not help you. The fact that it's like English may or may not help you if you are one of the people that's also using it incorrectly. But anyway, so en el 2000 yo vivía en México porque mis padres y yo habíamos emigrado de Chile. En el 2000 el régimen dictatorial de Augusto Pinochet ya había terminado, y los chilenos habían, also don't forget your accent marks here, these all have an accent mark on I, habían vivido en democracia durante una década. Yo había, actually it's me había graduado de la universidad. If you have a pronoun, it's always going to go right before the había, which is the conjugated verb. La economía chilena había mejorado mucho, had improved a lot. So in 2000, I was living in Mexico because my parents and I had immigrated from Chile. So the had immigrated happened in the past, but before this, which is also in the past. So when you're referring to an action in the past, before another past action, that's when you used past perfect. So in 2000, the dictatorial regime of Augusto Pinochet had already ended. So it had ended before 2000. And Chileans had lived in democracy for a decade. I had graduated from the university and I was looking for work. The Chilean economy had improved a lot, and therefore it was in 2002 that I went to live in Chile. Okay. So look at the pictures and describe. Okay, so this is also past perfect. So Susana y Carlos se habían casado había dado a luz. To give birth is dar a luz, literally to give to the light. Mi novio y yo habíamos caminado en el parque. It's kind of a boring sentence, but anyway. Mi hermana Gabriela había cumplido 15 años. So we say to turn 15, to turn 25, to turn whatever age. So they say in Spanish cumplir. So había cumplido 15 años. Hence the word cumpleaños as birthday. Okay, mi abuelo Román había muerto. Of course, irregular past participle there. Morir muerto. All right. And then another one, well, I'm not going to go through these. This is another past perfect, but I'm not going to go through that. That's pretty easy. All right. And then one of those. All right. And then listen to the rules and write a simplified message that conveys the same idea. En este parque no se puede fumar. You write no fumar. Okay, so.
Aquí no podemos jugar al fútbol.
No jugar al fútbol. Okay.
En el museo no se debe tomar fotos.
No tomar fotos.
En esta fiesta no se puede beber alcohol.
No beber alcohol.
En esta casa no se debe gritar.
No gritar.
En la piscina no debemos correr.
Correr. All right, and this last listening one, it's just a drop-down menu, so yeah, there weren't any problems here either. Okay, so anyway, the subjunctive, which is clearly the most challenging part of this course and this chapter as well, but each chapter, as you have seen, has a lot of subjunctive in it. It is, little by little, you start to get it. There's so many different rules and so many different types of uses for subjunctive. It's the most difficult thing to learn in Spanish for an English speaker because we don't really use subjunctive in the way that they do in Spanish. We use it, but not nearly as much as they do in Spanish, and we use it in different ways. So it's natural if this is challenging. Little by little, you will start to improve though. All right, I hope this was useful. Hasta luego.